Alright, you guys, we're back. Let's get into what it would take to swap out the pinion and the spur on this XMaxx if you ended up encountering something like this happening to yours. Alright, of course we're going to pop the body off. And let me get the camera moved in and pointed down so you guys can see. Alright, so of course we're going to want to take the batteries out before we get working on this. Got some grass in here. Take this side out. And I'm just going to lock those back down so that they're not flopping around. Get ourselves a 2.5 millimeter hex so we can take this cover off. And I like to use a drill for this part. This cover is a two-piece design. Makes it just a little bit easier. Getting this out of here. Looking at the few teeth that are remaining, I can see that the gear mesh was actually really good. So this was truly just a failure of the pinion and the spur. These are both Traxxas gears. Really a weak spot of Traxxas as a whole. But let me go ahead and get a 2 millimeter hex, and we're going to pop this pinion off. There we go. Couple teeth right on the front. Here's where a huge chunk came out. This was a 22 tooth, so we'll try to put something similar in size back on. We're going to go back to our drill and take out the 4 screws holding on the cush drive. That's the 4 screws for the cush drive cover. And from here, usually it's easier if you grab a pair of pliers. Grab it by one of the open holes. You can lift that right out of there with those 2 screws. So now we can lift our spur out of here. Be careful because the bearing, this bottom one, could fall out. But so this was a 54 tooth spur, and you can see it's just all chewed up. So if anything, any bits would have fallen down where the center drive shaft is. Let me go ahead and just give this a roll, see if we can hear anything. Alright, perfect. So hopefully when we took this and turned it upside down and gave it a shake, we got most of that out. Sounds like the rest of the drive line is still perfectly fine. So that's great to see. So with a 2254, I'm going to try to find a combo where I don't have to loosen up the motor to move that down. So let me see what I have. Alright, it looks like unfortunately I only have a couple of 46 teeth replacements. Now what I would really like to do is look up online to see if I can find maybe a hot racing one. That would be really ideal so I can get away from these Traxxas spools or spur gears. But this is what we have, so we're going to get this one installed. Let me see what pinions we have. Now, putting this in here, it is going to make the truck a little bit faster on the top end and lose a little bit of acceleration. So by doing this, we're also going to want to watch our motor temps. So a fan may need to be installed in the future. We'll see. Let me go ahead and move this out of the way, and we'll focus in on the spur for now. Here, we're just going to take out these 3 screws, and we actually need the 2.5, I'm sorry, the 2.0 hex to remove that. Alright, that's fine. If this all falls out, we can just take the pin and the rest of that one off of there. So there's the first screw. And be careful with the drill too, because if you don't have a good grip, then it might hurt spinning in your hand. right, and that just pushes right off the top there. All right, so now in its place, we can pop the 46 tooth on and then get these screws reinstalled. All right, so now we can put our pin back through the back here, get our gear put back on, our bearing, and then drop this back down into the vehicle. There we go. So from here, we're going to go ahead and put the cush drive cover back on, line up those holes. And we'll get this side screwed down. So that's on. Now for a pinion. I'm actually going to lessen the pinion count as well, because I really don't want to have to put a fan on this. So let me actually get this loosened up, see how far down that motor can go into the chassis before it actually bottoms out. We don't want the motor to touch the motor mount, because then if this thing bottoms out from a jump or something, the shock will go through the motor, and I'm trying to avoid that. But I'm going to go ahead and get my calculator out. I'm going to do 22 divided by 56 to see what that gear ratio is, and then multiply that by 46 and see what pinion size I need. Alright, so a 22 tooth pinion times a 54 tooth spur divided by the new 46 tooth pinion we put in gave me a little over 18. So if I have an 18 tooth pinion that I can put on here, we should get really close to the same ratio that was in here before. So unfortunately, the smallest size I have that is the closest to 18 is this 20 tooth Mod 1 gear. Now this is stronger than the Traxxas one, so if the Traxxas pinion was the culprit of that failure, then this will fix the issue. But if the spur fails again, then I'm definitely going to need to look into an upgraded spur. So hopefully this helps us. We're going to be a little bit faster because of the 20 tooth pinion and 46 tooth spur, but really not by much. Sliding this on just to see how far down we're going to need to go, and yeah, it looks like we're going to have to drop that motor quite a bit. So I'm taking a 7mm and loosening up these motor mount bolts. Alright, let's see if we can start. There we go. Start to wiggle that down. I'll put the pinion back on for now so I can eyeball it. Alright, let me get this moved out of the way, and I'll get that new pinion put on, and I'll let you guys know what size I ended up going with. Alright you guys, that's the last of it. Pinion's back on, spur's back on. I can't run it yet because I just put Loctite on that pinion, but yeah, definitely another weak spot. And if you guys can get something other than Traxxas gears, then that would definitely be a plus. Alright, next day, let's go ahead and make sure everything works right. All right. That concludes this video. I appreciate anyone who stuck around to the end, and hopefully this video helped you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.